Alright, I want to go over several points while you're finishing your still life. First off, make sure you have a really sharp colored pencil. That's tip number one. You're going to want to erase all of your grid lines and define the areas that you want to be using either pencils or colored pencils. So go ahead and select several different colored pencils and your pencils to have them near you. In my case, since I was doing the green, I selected my green base and then lighter white and black. First thing, you're going to want to try to figure out where you're going to define where you're going to be coloring with the colored pencil and pencil. So you can see how I did a spot that was outside my defined area where I wanted to use colored pencil. Now notice I could erase a little bit, but you can't erase fully with the colored pencil. So be kind of selective with the areas that you're going to choose. In the first pass, I like to go over with the main color that I'm going to be using. So you can see I'm using the green, my main color. And I'm going to try to use that pressure control as I am shading that color in. So I can gradually increase my pressure or decrease my pressure as I am moving. I'm keeping my eye visually on my photo reference so I can see where that light's hitting. So again, darker where I want it to be a little bit darker, and then I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. Now on the just one color of the green isn't going to do everything that I want. So my first pass, just trying to get that pressure control just with one color, is what I'm going to try to do. And then I'm going to mix in my gray, my white, or my black colored pencil to kind of vary the tonality of the colored pencil as I'm shading. I'm not going to make you watch my whole thing. So in some cases I'm going to fast forward a little bit, but take your time, move slowly, and you're going to see and hear when I fast forward that things are going to get a little bit more depth. They're going to get a little bit more three-dimensional when I start adding in the other colored pencils. Now adding in the white. This is really key to noticing. Notice I am doing a very, very hard pressure right here, and it is not making my color that much lighter. So you need to be very aware that the white that you put down necessarily isn't going to dramatically change. What it does do, which I love, is if you put a hard pressure, it kind of burnishes the colored pencil, so it kind of smooths it out in a way. So I use it as a technique to smooth out. When I use my darker colored pencils, that's where it's going to actually create that value. So really using your pressure control. Here I'm layering back on a little bit of my green so you can see how it gradually transitions from the darker green to the lighter, but I'm doing most of that with pressure control with one pencil, not my white. All right, I want to slow back down for a second to talk about using a blending stump. I haven't talked about this when we did our apple shading techniques, but this is also a tool that you might have in some of your kits that you got for drawing kits. And the blending stump is used for graphite, or it could be charcoal or something like that, but it smooths out some of your pencil lines if you have them. But notice as I'm blending this, how mine is getting a little bit darker as I blend, so you may want to be aware of that if you choose to use this tool. The last and final step is you'll take an ultra thin Sharpie and you'll go over the remainder of the contour lines in your piece that you have not chosen to define areas where you're going to use the colored pencil or the regular pencil for your shading techniques. So this way our end picture will include contour lines defined with Sharpie, sections that will have value used in pencil, and sections that will have value used with colored pencil to finish off your entire object still life. Any remaining step would be to take, after you've done your Sharpie work, to make sure that all of your grid lines are firmly erased so you no longer see them.